I was going to stop and get some gas, but judging from these signs, I don't think they want my business. Beware of dog. Killer bees, warning. Poisonous snakes, warning. I guess I can take the hint. But it said 35 cents a gallon. I thought that was a pretty good deal. The all-new redesigned Toyota Prius has arrived, and it's going to be arriving in our driveway real soon, so let's take a look at the paperwork. The base price starts around $28,000, but this is the limited, which is loaded up with about everything, so starts at a bit more. Yep, $34,465. Premium package, advanced panoramic mirror, heated rear seats. Yeah, it's 114 degrees outside today. That's why we need heated rear seats. Cargo mat, $299. Come on, they're charging for cargo mats now. They're going to charge us for tires. Well, this one's loaded up with everything, so don't be surprised by this tab. The one good thing about the Prius, they're made 100% in Japan. In a Japanese factory by Japanese workers, which is one of the reasons the quality is so high. That's worth a few pennies. And here's the claim fuel economy. Pretty nice if we can get it. We'll find out soon enough. Alright, let's roll this Prius out of our storage locker and see what it looks like. Well, let's see one thing, it's definitely a nice looking rig. They definitely improved the styling for 2023. Looks pretty nice. Like a real car. And we got the side view. This thing looks longer than it is. Very sleek. And the rear view. They sent it all the way from Texas just for us. One of the first things we do when we get a vehicle is check to see what the brand of tires might be, because a lot of manufacturers are putting junk brand tires on to save money. But here we got Michelin's, so top of the line brand, no complaints here. Then we check and see if there's a spare tire. Most hybrids don't, but let's look under the floor and see what we have here. Nope. Just a styrofoam case. I don't see a tire repair kit, though there might be one hidden around here somewhere. Lots of storage bins, though. And like all our videos, we're going to take the headlights out in the darkness so they perform as well as doing a night drive. We already did that video on YouTube. If you want to see the night drive, we'll have a link coming up at the end of this video. Just click and watch. Let's look at the cabin, who has some good features. The glove box has plenty of room, but only if you take out this super thick owner's manual setup. Put it in one of the cubby holes underneath the trunk lid, rear trunk lid that is. The infotainment controls are very simple to use. Since we have the deluxe model, the info screen goes from 8 inches to 12 inches. 12.3 to be exact. We have a nice rear view mirror, but if you don't want to look at glass, you can look at the rear camera system. It gives a very wide range of view. This is an option. I think it was like, what, $1,000 or something like that. Most of the buttons are easy to read and understand and large enough to use with gloves. And let's check out the camera system. Getting the full view here. And here's what you see when you put it in reverse. By the way, the quality of materials and workmanship is very good, as I would expect in a real Japanese made vehicle. These seats are very comfortable. Almost forgot there's a drive mode control. Custom, Sport, Normal, and Eco. Okay, minor gripes. Starting with the shifter. Yeah, it's well designed, but this is supposed to be a modern car with all the advanced features. Why do we have a push-button transmission instead of a stick? Push button gears selectors are far superior to the stick. Cannot be disputed, but this is what we get, and I'm sure most people will be comfortable with this. It's what they're used to, so no big deal. I can use one or the other without any issues. Number 2, the fact there's no tuning knob for the radio stations. Alright, once you have your favorites programmed, I guess you don't need a tuning knob, but whose idea was it to put the volume control way over here, out of reach? What's that all about? In all fairness, you do have a volume control on the steering wheel, so maybe that's for the passenger. So you can argue back and forth with your spouse whether you want the volume up and then she turns it down or he turns it down or whatever. The only real gripe I have is the tilt steering wheel. The biggest complaint before was the limited adjustment. Here, the same thing. If I have the wheel all the way down, it's rubbing against my legs. If I have the wheel all the way up, which isn't far, just a few inches, then we're blocking the gauge cluster. So darned if I do, darned if I don't. The only alternative is to raise the seat, but now my head's rubbing on the roof. Almost. So I really had to concentrate all the adjustments to find a comfortable driving position. I'm 5'9". If you're taller, shorter, I don't know how this is going to work for you. Sit in one and see for yourself. Alright, enough show and tell. Let's do some driving. The power steering is exactly what it is, electric. Feels electric. No feel or feedback, but it's quick enough and responsive enough, so you'll get used to it. The ride seems pretty smooth. Let's take some speed humps and see what happens. Running around 15 miles per hour. Bump number 1. Wow, pretty smooth. Let's do 20 miles per hour. Next one. Still smooth. And the nasty one. Yeah, I felt that one on the front, but nothing serious. This particular vehicle has the larger 19-inch wheels, by the way. The smaller wheels on the lesser model should be more comfortable, but I haven't driven them yet. Alright, previous models of this have been pretty slow, but this one has 194 horsepower under the hood. 196 if you go the all-wheel drive route. Of course, you get the CVT transmission, which is exactly an accelerator. But this particular Prius for 2023 is far quicker than the other ones, and let's put it in sport mode and see what happens. Not bad, really. Moving up pretty good. You get the droning noise because of the CVT transmission, but that's okay. The brakes are excellent. Nice firm feel. Alright, fuel economy, they claim 55. 42.5 is what we've been averaging in this hot weather. And here are the past figures. March, it was like 42. March, it was around 47. April, around 48. May, around 48. We're going to take this on a highway trip tonight, so don't go away. We're going to take a highway trip of at least 100 highway miles. So let's reset the MPG gauge here. There we go. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Temperature is 98 degrees. Nice and cool. And here's a problem I'm finding right off the bat. If you want to program the radio, these channels don't have any numbers. So if you want channel 51, well, you have to know it's BPM. If you don't know that, good luck finding it. Not good. Shouldn't be like that. Should have the numbers and the name of the channel. As a highway cruiser, the Prius has a lot going for it. Number one, the wind noise is very low thanks to the aerodynamic design. The suspension does a pretty good job absorbing impacts, and the seats are pretty comfortable once you get them adjusted to your anatomy. The only drawback, these tires and wheels can make a lot of rumbling noises on rough pavement, but fortunately we have some smooth roads at the moment. But the vehicle is capable of generating some annoying sounds if the roads you have in your particular city are not very good. You just have to live with it. In any case, the drivability of the latest generation Prius here is better than the other generations. Just keeps getting better. We're coming to the end of the line. Let's pull over and see what the fuel economy number is. And there's your number, not much change. We're going to take another economy test. This time we're going to keep the speed limit around 65, maybe up to 70 miles per hour. See if we can bump up the economy numbers a bit. 48.3 mpg. Yep, good numbers can be attained. I don't think we're ever going to see the 55 mpg claim, though. Many years ago, when the Prius first came out, not only was the vehicle totally new, but all the technology was totally new. And it made a lot of people skeptical, making them think maybe they were being used as guinea pigs as first-time buyers. But this vehicle ended up being one of the most reliable cars in the Toyota fleet. And it's actually one of the most reliable cars on the planet. They run and run forever. Well, until about 150,000 miles or so, then the battery has to be replaced. Now, when the main battery system gets worn out, yeah, it's kind of costly to replace if you take it to a dealer to get a new one. And you get a rebuilt one relatively cheap. And it's not that hard to replace if you have shaped tree mechanic tools. And a lot of people buy these when they're slightly worn out and they put in the new rebuilt batteries and drive another 150,000 miles. And by the way, the 150,000 mile, that's just my guesstimate. I have seen these run a lot longer if they're taken care of and driven in mild climates. I'm just using that number as an example. In the meantime, what do I think of this redesigned Prius? Well, it's not the type of car I would have. I like horsepower. I don't care about fuel economy myself. But if you're looking for an economical car that's reliable, this is certainly a good choice. Be warned though, they are a little hard to find on the dealers lot at the moment. And some dealers are marking up thousands over sticker price to get one, so that could change. Go down to the dealer and see what happens. Now part 2 of the video, the night drive and headlight test. You want to see that? Just click on the link coming up right now.